rebounds for Siakam here. And then watch Halliburton. He does it again. The Dame time.
Oh, not quite.
Haunting Milwaukee.
Not quite Dame time.
Lillard takes offense. Halliburton keeps talking. The referee separates the two. Siakam and Portis keep chatting. Double technicals issued here as well.
Don't give technicals for that.
And then Andrew Nembhard. I got to say his name because he's been fantastic. Shoots a three over Giannis, knocks it down. Lance Stevenson is loving it. Here's Halliburton on the rivalry.
All we care about is winning. All the extracurricular stuff is extracurricular, but it's fun. It's fun. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. It's a fun now. We want to win, they want to win, and it's just competition at the end of the day, but, you know, we ain't running from it.
It's life or death. It's life or death, you know. That's how it is for me. I know the deal. I've been here before.
Is Giannis talking about the series and just Game 3, which moves to Milwaukee next, or is he talking about something bigger than that? I just wonder, because Giannis is not always that demonstrative. You know how we've been around Giannis a lot. It's usually a little lower key than that. This sounded like, okay, there was an edge to it that I don't necessarily associate with Giannis.
It does feel like it's life or death for the franchise, especially maximizing his talents and creating a team around him that will be successful. You know, you bring up something really interesting, because the Giannis we knew for the first 5 or 6 years was the
as far as to be a championship team. And I think, unfortunately for them, I think that cycle is coming to an end here.
Well, the question begins, too, is what can they do for Game 3? Is there something they can go to? People talk about lineup changes. What are they going to do? Bring back 2021 Chris Middleton?
Well, but the lineup...
And bring back 2021 Drew...
In a row, they have the highest winning percentage behind Boston.
Yep.
Eventually, the cycle ends as far as to be a championship team. And I think, unfortunately for them, I think that cycle is coming to an end here.
Well, the question begins, too, is what can they do for Game 3? Is there something they can go to? People talk about lineup changes. What are they going to do? Bring back 2021 Chris Middleton?
Well, but the lineup...
And bring back 2021 Drew Holiday? What do they have that matters? Not just moving the chairs around the deck of a sinking ship. What is going to improve the Milwaukee Bucks in 48 hours?
I would just say that the playoffs brings about asking hard questions and not hurting people's feelings. And if it makes it putting Brook Lopez coming off their bench and putting Bobby Portis as center, or even putting Kevin Porter Jr. in the starting lineup, it's basically all hands on deck right now for them.
Well, they say a series doesn't start until a team wins on the road. So now the series shifts back to Milwaukee. We'll see if the Milwaukee Bucks can get it done. Sinead, do you have your galoshes?
My galoshes?
Do you have your raincoat?
Oh!
Storm watch here in Oklahoma City because the thunder is coming.
Poncho?
The forecast for the Grizzlies, all thunder here. Ja Morant, he couldn't quite get going in the first quarter here. 1.0 of 6 from the field.
Look, you'd say that, hey,
off on the fast break we go. Bumps Morant here.
shifting gears.
Powerful dunk. OKC up 90-79 entering the fourth quarter here. Let's just put the finishing touches on this one. Alex
Looks like it's already done, sis.
Yeah, forces the turnover. Ja Morant did say they wouldn't play worse than they did in Game 1. That is true.
That is true.
It just wasn't nearly enough.
But it was not, because this just looked like kids in the playground enjoying themselves.
And here we go. The Oklahoma City Thunder take a 2-0 series lead. They've been a force this season, but it's just been more than the star power of MVP finalist Shai Gilgeous-Alexander here. During the regular season, OKC had 7 players averaging double digits in scoring. Bobby, please show us exactly how deep this OKC team is. I think so.
Well, if this was a baseball...
All right, here's Bobby.
I'm here.
Bobby, show us how they're getting it done here.
Well, I mean, if this was a baseball team, they've got everything. It's like starting pitching, right? Here's your starting five. Here's your middle relief when you can go Alex Caruso and put him in for Lou Dort, or if you want to put Isaiah Joe in for Jalen Williams. And then they've got closers. Certainly Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as your closer. This roster is deep. Now, here's what's behind the curtain, and I want all.
All right, here's Bobby.
I'm here.
Bobby, show us how they're getting it done here.
Well, I mean, if this was a baseball team, they've got everything. It's like starting pitching, right? Here's your starting five. Here's your middle relief when you can go Alex Caruso and put him in for Lou Dort, or if you want to put Isaiah Joe in for Jalen Williams. And then they've got closers. Certainly Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as your closer. This roster is deep. Now, here's what's behind the curtain, and I want all my friends, the 29 GMs, to close their eyes. All 15 players. The one word they use is sustainable. This is certainly sustainable right now.
Around the Oklahoma City Thunder, you're not going to hear them say very often, we want to win a championship. This is a championship, but championship now, that's not the way that they talk, but it is how they are playing. Next, let's go to tonight's games. It was all about the chef and the butler in Game 1. Shanae breaking down how the Rockets will strike back in tonight's Game 2. Cleared for liftoff. And Jason Tatum, his status is in doubt this evening with a wrist injury he sustained in Game 1. Shams, he's going to join us with an update on the Boston Celtics and his availability. Plus, Anthony Edwards, he threw down the hammer last night, but where does it stack up against the best playoff posters of all time? We're going top of the top. NBA Today rolls on after this.
The guacamole, is this for real?
It is for real, yes. Nothing is frozen. Everything is